What you're about to hear may inspire you. It may motivate you. It may trigger you. But it will definitely demonstrate that an ordinary person can take the impossible and make it impossible. I urge you to just watch and just listen. And this was the day that my life changed forever. This is no ordinary story. It was Monday, the 22nd of September, 2008, in Colchester, England, my local hometown. It was my best friend's 24th birthday. We decided to go out for a meal to celebrate, and we went to a local restaurant. It was a normal Monday evening, and we were just celebrating. It was great. Although I was in a lot of pain because I had a broken leg from a football injury. Like many good things, the night was drawing to an end, and we decided that it was time to go home. As we left the restaurant, my friend decided to go to the toilet, and he was taking his time. Due to the fact that I had this broken leg, this left me standing by the car, and for me to get in meant climbing into the rear. As you can imagine, extremely awkward with a broken leg. Little did I know, I was about to make the decision that would save my life. And we made the journey home. This was when the crash happened. We were flipped upside down. We were about 12-15 feet in the air, and we hit this lamppost. And as we landed on the roof. And I remember laying there, screaming in agony. My legs were lifeless, and I can't really explain how, but somehow I knew that I was amongst death. The wait for the ambulance and the fire brigade to arrive felt like days. I remember laying there screaming and just wanting to die. The pain was so intense. Eventually I was cut out and rushed to the local A&E. And laying there I was terrified, I was screaming, "Where are they? What's going on?" Only to be delivered the news that I'd broken my back, I was paralysed, and my best friend and my girlfriend had been killed upon impact. I remember screaming, this childlike howling. I knew I was amongst death, deep down, but this just confirmed to me that they were both dead. I was airlifted to Romford Hospital at the earliest opportunity because they've got a specialist neurological unit there. And Colchester A&E wasn't equipped to deal with such a severe spinal injury as what I had. And to travel by road was too dangerous. I remember how vulnerable I felt. I was terrified. When I was in Romford, I felt lonely, but the worst of all, I felt guilty. I felt guilty that I was alive. Every single minute of every single day, these invisible walls of fear were caving in on me. I felt like there was no way out. I don't know if you've ever felt like there's no way out before, but it's horrible. The turning point for me was a moment I'll never forget. I was laid in bed in intensive care, and one of the nurses walked in, and she calmly sat down next to my bed. And she looked at me, and she took my hand, and she held it gently. And she said, "Aaron, it's too late for your friend and your girlfriend now, but it's not too late for you. Your legs need to become your best friends right now." And I had a moment where I realised that my life's gone. My life has been taken away from me in one foul swoop. I didn't recognise the man in the mirror anymore. Instantly, I felt this anger come through me. Like, I didn't feel like I deserved to be alive, let alone be selfish, be working on my legs. The more I thought about it, the more I reflected, the more I understood what she meant. And I decided that I had to be selfish in that moment. I had to work on my legs. It was my choice and my responsibility to decide whether I was going to walk or be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I was transferred to Stoke Mandeville Spinal Injury Centre, and I was going there with hope, and I was going there with belief. In my mind, I was going to walk again, and nothing less was acceptable. I had to fight for everything. I had to fight for my physio, because according to all of the medical community there, it was a waste of time and a waste of resources, because I was paralysed, and I would lay in bed and I would set specific times of the day to grieve, because it was the only way that I could alleviate some of that guilt that I had. I felt so guilty. I felt like I didn't deserve to be selfish, to work on my recovery. It may sound odd to you now, but it was my way of coping. It was the only way I could get through the day. And then once I'd done my grieving, I would lay in bed for hours. I would visualize myself walking, visualize myself running. In my mind, I was never disabled. Every single day I did this. It became an obsession. Walking to me was an obsession. I wanted to walk as much as I wanted to breathe. And eventually, I did it. Against all odds, I took the impossible and I made it impossible. I walked out of Stoke Mandeville against all odds, much to the disbelief of the medical community. Why am I telling you this? Because I'm living proof that miracles happen to ordinary people. And if I can find light in my darkest hour, you can too. I was told that I was never going to walk again. And here I am, standing tall, walking, and grateful for life. I was told that I was never going to have children. 4.5 months ago, my wife and I were blessed with our beautiful baby daughter, Ava Rose. All it took was hope and belief. And hope and belief comes from here. If you have hope and you have belief, you can do it too.